All right, here we go.
Okay.
Welcome to the Dr. Felder Online One podcast. My name is Miranda Felder. I am your creator and your host. And today we're going to be talking more about mental health, of course. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I know I say this all the time, but I really do have a really special guest today. And I'm for real, because I'm so happy about the world hearing your story and you sharing your story with me. And you're a little different from some of my other guests where I reached out. But when you reached out to me, I was just like, oh my God, I'm so honored. And then when we was able to talk and kind of discuss your story, I was just like, I'm so honored that you wanted to tell your story on my platform rather than anybody else.
Right.
But I'm very big on not telling other people's story. I like people to tell their own story, introduce themselves. So I want you to introduce yourself to my people. Tell them who you are, your name, where you're from, and why you're here.
Okay, so for starters, I'm Julia, right? Most people know me as Badass, but we're going to stick to Julia today.
Okay.
We're in the rebranding era. You said name, what else?
Just where you're from and
I was born in Barbados.
Okay.
Yes, moved here when I was 3. I've been living in Flatbush, Brooklyn until the pandemic. Moved to Crown Heights. I live in Bed-Stuy now. And yeah, I'm just here to tell my story. I'm here to express myself. I'm here to be 100%, 1,000% transparent.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just open to do whatever today. Let's get it started.
And I think I'm more interested in your story because this episode is not just for adults, women, men. This episode is also for kids because I want to start off by talking a little bit about where did your struggle with mental health start? Let's talk a little bit about your childhood.
Okay, so at 14, let's start with high school, right? So high school, I'm going through it, dropping out of school, just doing a lot and not really realizing why I'm so avoidant, right? So my mom left when I was 14, and me not really understanding that she abandoned me. It was more of oh no, my mom just went. She lived with her boyfriend now in a different state, and I'm gonna be here, right? But then as time progressed, I'm 14, I'm around a lot of older women, and they they talking, her mom abandoned her. She left her head, and I'm like, nah, my mom is that's my girl. She would never do me like that.
Yeah.
Years pass. I'm 18 now. 18 living in New York, you can sign for a lot of shit. You can either get your driver's license out, but you can get a lot of things. You can start drinking a little bit, little things they let you get away with, right? And now I'm just signing myself up for school. I need my social for jobs. Little things are happening. And I'm like, yo, I need my mom's for this. Damn, she know I had to do this?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do if I'm only 18 and I don't have these things, but also I can get it for myself and I don't know how to get it for myself?
Right.
What am I about to do?
So at this time when your mom is gone, is it just to backtrack a little bit, so who are you with? Who are you living with? Who is your guidance?
Yes. Okay, so back to high school. I was dating this dude who lived in my building in Flatbush. And we were together. This was my first everything. This is where I lost my virginity. This is where I had my first kiss. I even got pregnant. I had my first abortion at 14. It was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I was in love.
Okay.
Right? You couldn't tell me nothing. That was my man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm 14, but that's my man.
We know everything at 14. That's it. It's the love of my life. We're going to be together forever.
That's my man.
Right.
I told myself by 30, that's going to be my man. We're going to have the kids, the car, the family, the whole nine, right? Yeah. But time progressed. And after I had my abortion, after my mom left, I realized damn, I was living in the basement with the super of the building we lived in. Because we were getting evicted. We was in and out of shelters. It was a lot going on, right? So 14 comes, mommy leaves, and it was on some her and her boyfriend that she was with at the time. She was like, yo, we're moving to Pennsylvania. Okay. Our living situation down here is not okay. We need to go up and leave with him. But something about this dude, and I'm like, I don't like him. He just don't rub me right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then probably a week or 2 weeks passed, and she's like, yo, pack your stuff. We're leaving. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go live with my man.
At 14?
At 14.
Wow. And then what was her response?
Okay.
Wow. And where's dad? Is dad in the picture?
So my dad is in Barbados. We don't even know him. We had a relationship with I had a relationship with my dad. Let's say 12, 13. He would call every other day, but we not really talking about nothing. He just hey, how you feeling today?
Right.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna send you some money for some Uggs because it's cold out. Took me 3 months to get the money. And one day it just became a thing of me being yo, you gonna be here, you not?
Right.
He was like, what do you mean? I'm like, are you going to be in my life or are you deciding to be this? Let's make sure I'm just checking in to make it make sense. I really am your dad. He's like, nah, I'm not doing that. Okay.
No problem.
Blocked.
So now dad done been
MIA.
Right.
MIA, right?
And now mom comes to you I'm leaving.
And I'm like, I'm going with my man.
And she's
I love my man. She's
like,
okay. And this is after her knowing I've had an abortion at 14 with this dude. When I would come home from school, I wouldn't even be with her in the house. Like, she would come home from work, go in the house, sleep, eat, whatever. And I'm outside running the streets.
What about other like family and other resources?
So my grandma actually, her and I are getting back together, which I'm very excited about. Okay. She lives over in Texas. So to root back even before high school, grandma sent for us to come from Barbados.
Okay.
Right? And they had this whole plan, which I'm learning about right now. They had an entire plan where my mom would come to New York with me. We would situate our lives. Grandma had a house in Brooklyn. What's that? Like Schenectady, near Canarsie side, right? And we would get our life together there, right? My mom comes here, and truth be told, I don't think my mom even gave a fuck about what was going on out here. She was just like, we coming to New York, niggas.
Right.
It's niggas.
Right.
Because even to like root back from her living with this dude in Pennsylvania, like she had recently moved with, apparently she came up here. After a couple months of her being up here, she left. My grandmother gave her some money. It was to get like our citizenship, get our life together. And my mother took the money and went back to Barbados to go see my dad.
Wow.
And I guess my dad wasn't this good guy. My grandmother just didn't agree with him. And when we got back from Barbados, I just remember my grandmother beating my mother's ass.
Yeah.
I don't remember how old I was at the time, but I was young enough to understand, like,
this ain't right.
Something going on here. Right. And as time progressed, my mom's like, yeah, your grandmother didn't like your dad, and he just wasn't good for us. Fast forward, I'm learning that my mom went to go see my dad with money that was supposed to be for my citizenship, which I just received last year.
Wow.
So I maybe was about, let's say 9, 10, probably younger than that, supposed to get my citizenship. And I didn't get it until just last year. It's less than a year ago.
Wow. So it's like trauma with grandma and mom, and now it's like
mom. And it's rolling over into me. Yeah. And again, at the time, I loved my grandmother. Like, we had a really rough relationship, but when I was younger, I'm the first grandchild, for one. So I was at all the church parties. I was in all the morning classes, all Sunday classes, all the church, everything. Like, Sundays, today would have been that day where it's like, all right, we going to church 8 a.m., we ain't coming home till 8 p.m.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I would be with my grandmother for most of the day.
Yeah.
And it was always so fun. Like, we used to shop at Macy's. She gave me all the polo sweaters, and, all like the old school grandma stuff. Right?
Yeah.
But then as time progressed and I'm going through all this struggle, I'm like, where's my grandmother? Because after my grandmother and my mother had that fight, I just remember her kicking us out. That was my knowledge. She kicked us out. She said, we got to leave. Again, putting the pieces to the puzzle together, it was my grandmother being like, yo, you got to leave and get your shit together. Juju stays with me.
Right.
But my mom and me understanding as a mother, my daughter's going where I go.
Right.
So grandma was like, how much more can you really fight with a woman and her child?
And her child.
Do what you got to do. Protect her.
Okay.
But for me, I'm thinking, grandma, she said, fuck me. She ain't got it. Don't want nothing to do with me.
Right. So grandma's out the way. Dad is out the way now. Mom is deciding now, I'm going to live with my man. You like, I'm staying to live with my man at 14.
And this is the thing too, though. So like after grandma kicks us out, it gets real. Because again, we just came up here from the States. So we in and out of shelters. We sleeping in the parks and the basements, and we sleeping all over Brooklyn. You know what I mean? And we stayed at a women's shelter. That was hell, right? What else? We just were moving around. We were moving around, and we never had a home.
Yeah.
We never had somewhere where I could really rest my head and go in my room and play on my Wii or whatever the case it was. I didn't have that special place up until she finally got some Section 8. They accepted us. We got out of the shelter. But that went left, and we ended up living in the basement of this building with the super. And then she goes and lives with her man in Pennsylvania. And that's when I say, I'm staying with my man. We done went through enough.
Right. So you're going to live with him?
So I'm going to live with my man.
Okay. And what is his response?
And his response, you know what's funny? I don't even think it was our decision. It was more of me being like, yo, I'm moving into your house. Because his house was, his mom had him and 3 other kids, right? And the house is already full. 2-bedroom apartment. It's already enough for them. She has a man. She ended up having another baby. I'm moving in. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Right? And I felt comfortable because I used to spend the night at his house. That's how I got pregnant, right? Respectfully. So I'm like, I'm going to just stay with him, and I'm going to find me a place at some point. Like,
you're very strong at 14.
Yeah. and entitled. And entitled.
Because I'm sitting here like at 14, I'm just like, Mom, I need you. But like you were like, this is what we're gonna do. And
because
like
enough is enough. Like
yeah.
especially knowing like, Ma, you about to put us back in the streets. Like I feel like you about to do something stupid.
It's crazy.
And again, I don't trust this nigga.
Right. You don't trust the guy that she's with.
I don't trust him.
Yeah. Okay. So you're living there with the boyfriend.
Living in with the boyfriend.
How was it?
It started off cute. It started off real cute. I like, what can I start? Like, so before me moving in with him, right? Because it's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. Before me moving in with him, we would cut school. I was going to Sheepshead. I think he was supposed to be going to like Clara Barton, whatever, but we was, we doing our thing. So we would cut school. My mother would go to work and we would go to my house. I got the snacks, I got the goodies. We could take a nap all day, whatever. And it became a pattern.
Yeah.
So after time, like I'm battling these emotions from, I got this man at 14. He wasn't a man. He was a year older than me, right? But in my head, I got my man at 14. But also, what am I about to do with my life?
Yeah.
Like I got friends who are outside. They go to parties on the weekends and they have money or whatever. And granted, my mother would give me money, but that was the most support I was getting from her. I'm spending money on Jordans every Friday. I'm getting pizza from the chicken spot. Like I'm doing kid things.
Right.
I'm not having a nutritious diet. I'm not on top of my A game, my health, etc. because I don't have my mom around, but I have the money to do what I want. So, right? And he knew that. So it turned into a thing of him being like, yo, you going to school tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah. He like, nah, let's just stay home. I'm like,
God.
all right, my man wants to stay home. We gonna get pizza.
And you so young.
And I'm so young and we just with it. I'm with whatever.
Not realizing like this is going to affect you in the long run. Oh my God. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I know, like, them teenage years are tough. For girls, I can't speak about what it is for men, because I'm a girl. But as a girl, like, you think you have it all figured out, and then, like, life will hit you, You
don't. And I think, again, him being the first person I lost my first,
everything.
Right? My friends was in my ear, like, girl, once you lose your virginity, you get this spark, you gonna be this, and I'm like, really? Let me go ahead and do that.
Now you at 30, you don't even speak to this man, don't even know where this man is.
You know what's funny? I do.
Yeah?
I do.
Okay, because I don't want to jump. I don't want to jump.
Let's slow down.
Okay.
But no, I do. But yeah, back to like his response about me moving in, right? I was just like, yo, my mom did. And I think he knew what it was. Like, I didn't know because I was in a situation, but everybody around me knew, like, your mom's be leaving you, bro. Like, she be doing you dirty, And that day, I remember it like a Tyler Perry movie. Like, it's pouring down raining. We live in a basement, so like we have to go through the back of the building to go downstairs, and it's a ramp, right? So it's pouring raining. I open the door. It's water flowing in the house. Remember, we in the basement,
right?
So there's water flowing down in the house, and I'm like, fuck, I should have went to Pennsylvania. I should have went. But then with the water flowing in the crib, I'm like, yo, all my stuff is already packed up because I'm supposed to move. I got to do something with my clothes. So I take it. There's an elevator in the back. I take my clothes with the garbage bag, two full garbage bags of clothes. I take it to the back. I go up the elevator and I'm like, yo, my mom dipped. Can I leave this here? His mom is home at the time too, right? She real familiar with me. We cool.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, don't worry about it. So now I'm spending the night every night. I'm not going to school. And his mother's like, the fuck is going on?
Right.
So I put her on like, I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to get a job and whatever. And fast forward, a lot of how she received or how she was so open to me being there still is a question mark in my mind. But she was with it. She ain't say much. She let me be there. And I'm also grateful for that because the amount of time I've spent there, maybe like 10 years I lived there, she not once kicked me out.
Wow.
She not once said, yo, you got to leave. She said some spiteful stuff or she made, she got a lot of kids in the house. So when you speak to one, you speak to all of us. And I'm considered one of her kids now.
Kids at this point.
I'm hearing her say things like, y'all not washing the dishes. Y'all not doing this. Y'all not doing that. So I'm like, oh, damn.
She's raising you.
She's literally raising me.
Yeah.
So I got some respect for her.
Is mom like calling to check up on you?
Oh, she's calling. She's checking in here and there. But it's like, there's just like a lack of concern. There's a lack of like,
right.
Like I give you money every now and then, so I know you good.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. And then what happens now? You're staying at this guy house you said for the past 10 years.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you went through within those 10 years?
A lot. So I was there from 14, let's say, till about 21, 22, maybe. let's say 22, right? And I'm growing from girlhood to teenager to young adult to 21 grown woman. So there's a lot going on between me battling with lack of friends because my friends now, I'm not in school, I'm not going to school, so they don't know where I'm at. There's a lot of I'm calling the shots. So when my mom calls me, I just feel real grown before my time. So I took a lot of time to be like, I'm making decisions that I want to make. I'm doing what I got to do, like whatever that may be. You know, I think a lot of it was me just having to go through trial and tribulation. I had to reap the benefits of the streets. Like when I say the streets, I don't mean like I'm on the corners, I'm selling drugs, I'm doing those kind of things. It's more of like me being outside around the people who are doing these things. Yeah. Right. And at some point, I'm gonna want to partake.
And you learning to be a woman because
I'm learning to be a woman.
Certain things you learn like from your mom, like period stuff you learn from your mom. You know, you're going through all this puberty, your body's changing, your mind is changing. As a woman, you're learning and you're watching your mom, but now that your mom's not present, you're watching now your boyfriend's mom. She has all these kids, so she's trying to raise you, but it's hard. Your mom is off with somebody else. It's just all of these things that's affecting you. And you're not even in school, like you said.
Right. But so I think what it was for real was me knowing my situation and not really wanting to accept it.
Okay.
Right? Me being like, I know all my friends and I'm on the hood. I'm on 2first in Region in Flatbush, right? And most of the people over there are real family oriented. So a lot of these people grew up together. A lot of these people are cousins because they grew up together, but I'm not a part of that. So when we hanging out or they going to baby showers or they doing certain things, I fall back because I'm like, oh, I don't really know. I don't know your moms. I don't know your auntie. I don't know your cousin. I don't know this. So, you know, I step back. I did have one friend, Chanel. That's my girl to this day. She held it down. Her family, they knew what it was. So they poured into me where I needed.
And that's important. Yeah.
They invited me to the baby showers. They invited me to the cookouts. We went to Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Well, her dad, may he rest in peace, Uncle Todd. We went to Georgia and I had a time of my life, but the family was just always like, we're not going to call out what we see, but what you need, mama? You need an extra plate? You want to take a bath? Like, it wasn't like, oh, you need to go take a bath. Where the hell your mother at? I was like, come here, baby.
Right.
You okay?
Loving on you. Yeah.
Come here.
You need that. Yeah.
And in being in her house, I learned a lot of, she also has siblings, right? She has 3 brothers. I learned a lot of love. I learned sisterhood through her because I ended up moving in with her at a time too. And as a friend moving in with another friend at a young age, it was more like I'm taking up the bathroom time. So we beefing when we go to school. Her mom may be doing her hair and her mother don't have the money for me to get my hair done. So I'm a little jealous, like little things like that. But it never ruined our relationship. Yeah. Like she just had a baby. You know, me and her back and forth right now in motherhood, like, girl, you breastfeeding? What you doing? You doing that? Like, and I value that a lot. And it just stemmed from her family loving on me a way I needed to and not calling out what I was going through. What myself too was avoiding.
Yeah. And I think like for women, I can say sisterhood is so important to have.
Oh man.
And amidst everybody, I think everybody highlights a lot about women being catty with each other or beefing, but we don't expose a lot or talk a lot about women and being sisterhood or actually having a group of friends where like you can call on, like, this is my friend.
3 a.m.
People don't have that.
Bitch.
People don't have that. And I want to highlight that because people make it seem like girls are such against each other. But you'll have a group of women, like I can say I have a group of women and they root for me. Like
Amen.
They root for me.
Amen.
Like no matter what it is, they're like, yo, B, I'm rooting for you. Or like, I need you to show up. All right, what you need? Like I have friends, you know, we have like the podcast party coming up. My friends are like, what you need? You have everything you need? You need me to do this? You need me? Because they know.
Right.
But that comes from our sisterhood. Like you need, outside of having family, you need a group of sisterhood. I think that's important. You know what I mean?
Too.
Yeah. Okay. So you're not going to school. So what do you do with your life? Like what happens?
So what am I doing with my life? This is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
It gets interesting. I am now like, I'm living with my ex, right? I need to highlight that because that is the biggest part. No matter what I do outside, I'm going back home and sleeping in a twin size bed with this man.
Okay.
My man, right? it reaches a point where I'm like, yo, this is a bum ass nigga.
Wow.
Every time I get money, I'm supposed to be doing your laundry. Like, I'm a housewife now.
So you're being a wife at such a young
Girl.
age. Oh, no.
I'm doing the laundry. I'm applying for food stamps. I'm getting the food stamps. So I'm buying my own food. Because again, I'm in somebody else's house. I still have manners.
Yeah.
I have decency, you know? Let me put my own food in here. Let me help his mom's out. She need a little something. I'm cooking. I'm cleaning. But I'm like, fuck.
You being a wife at a young age.
I really start putting it together like, yo, I am somebody's wife.
Yeah. And you haven't even lived. Oh, my God.
So it's getting real. And I'm just like, what do this nigga do? Like,
and is he like, and we don't want to highlight him, but like, is he like working, or is it just like y'all both didn't go to school, y'all didn't graduate high school, y'all both in the house?
No, I don't. So for a long time, I blamed him for my situation, because I was like, because of you, I dropped out of school. Because of you, I ain't got no money. Because of you. When it was just like, this is another young man, a boy at the time, feeding and taking benefits off of what's in front of him.
Yeah. And I also want to highlight this because the people, the people like to say, you root for girls, you don't say nothing about men. I want to also acknowledge whatever he was going through as a young boy, growing into a man is tough. And he's living with his mom and his girlfriend.
And he's the firstborn of all his siblings.
So that's tough. Right.
His dad is not in the picture.
There you go.
You get what I'm saying? He got a lot going on. This girl that he just messing with randomly moves in his house. She's sleeping in his bed. He don't got no privacy anymore. Yeah. There's no personal space.
Y'all playing house early.
We're playing house early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're playing house. And at the time, I'm like, yo, what is he about to do with himself? I'm asking him like, yo, you don't want to get a job. You don't want to go back to school. You don't want to do none of these things. And he would blame it on like, my mom, not really, or my mom. And I'm like, after a while, I'm like, yo, I don't have my moms. So we're going to have to figure something out. Because I'm willing to go find a job, go get my degree, go get my diploma, do whatever it takes. But like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know? And again, I'm like 14, 15, time is passing. So I can't really get a job. I ain't got no experience. I never had a job before. So I'm like, let me sign up for school.
Because you never did like summer youth, no McDonald's. You know those the first jobs.
No. Okay. And it wasn't like I was against it. It's just never something I was like, oh, let me tap into it. Let me get jiggy with it, right?
So when you decided to sign up for school, how old are you?
I'm now, let's say 17, 18.
Yeah, time is
right?
flying. Okay.
So now, so my school, for one, I was going to Sheepshead, and Sheepshead was like, yo, you missed too many days of school. That's it.
That's it, yeah.
You can't come back here. I get that letter, and I'm like, oh.
It's real.
It's not even an option for me to go back here. So now I'm trying to go through the process of going back to school, getting back signed up for high school. But I need credits. No schools is accepting me.
Yeah.
Sheepshead's supposed to be my zone school. Like E Hall is not accepting me. Claire Barton is not accepting me. Paul Robeson, I think they are not accepting me. They're like, nah, you don't have enough credits to get in here. Like, what you want us to do?
Right.
Job Corps. I said, you know what? Let me sign up for Job Corps. I'm online. I'm looking in the Job Corps. I'm going to the library. I'm like, okay, cool. You could do trade. I don't know what trade is at the time, but I'm like, okay, trade. You could do all these things. I go downtown. I get the address. I sign up.
Wow.
They're like, the only available room for you is in New Jersey. I never been to New Jersey a day in my life. I'm young at the time. How am I traveling back and forth? I don't drive. I don't know what's about to happen. I start getting familiar with New Jersey Transit. I have an interview with one of the people from Job Corps, and they're like, yeah, we would love to have you here. This is what we do. This is what you can do. This is how long you're going to stay. These are the requirements. You get paid while you're there. I'm like, oh, check. Checking off the boxes. I'm going. It's nothing for me in the hood. It's nothing for me over there.
But you got to leave your man.
But I got to leave my man. But on top of that, like, the girls that I'm growing up with, sisterhood, right? The girls around me at the time, some older, some my age, it was a lot of drama. It was a lot of me fighting, a lot of me arguing over nonsense. It was a lot going on where I knew this is not okay. Like, y'all don't really fuck with me how y'all say y'all fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know? So I also need to get away from that. Let me leave. It took a lot. I cried the whole way there, but let me leave.
Yeah.
Let me go and come back. I'm thinking I'm going to be there for like a month, 2 months. Girl, I ended up there 9 months.
Wow.
I took up electrical wiring. I took up business etiquette. What else? There was culinary. I couldn't get into that yet, but I got my GED there. I started a female empowerment program there. And now I'm just getting into this, like, I'm meeting new people. I'm in New Jersey, a whole new state. I'm not seeing nobody I've ever seen before. It's just like, yo, okay, hold on. Like,
this is something new.
And
this is good. Yeah, because from what you're saying, it sounds like even though like the trauma from your childhood and you're struggling, it's like you still had your head on right.
Yes.
Like you knew you wanted more for
I
your
wanted
life.
more.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, okay, let me get comfortable here. So there will be days, I think you got to be there like 60 to 90 days before you can go home for the weekend, something like that. They had a probationary period. And after that time was up, there was a weekend where they were like, hey, you have the eligibility to go home. You get paid for being there. I don't remember how you accumulated money, but it was some sort, they would give you a check every week or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I got enough money to buy me a ticket to go back home. Let me go back to the hood, see what niggas is doing, put them on, because this is cool. I have a lot of friends who might be interested.
Right.
I go home, I'm on the transit looking out the window, making my way downtown, get off the train. What's that? Church Ave on a Q train. I get off the train, I'm walking home. I get back to the block, and niggas is still outside just chilling.
Everything look the same.
Everything the same. And I'm like, oh, let me just tell them, maybe they're gonna be interested. They like, nah, that's what's up for you though.
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay. Sunday come, I start packing my bags. I'm ready to go because this energy.
This ain't it. And what about like you go home back to boyfriend? What is he saying?
We break up. I don't remember when it was, but I know we broke up before I went to Job Corps.
Okay.
But we had broke up because it became a thing of like, a lot of disrespect, but again, I don't blame him for any of it because you two are going through your own struggles on the side.
Right.
You know? We smoking and drinking at this age too, so a lot of like that's disrupting our emotions and we're not really facing the realities of anything. We just reacting. So also grace is given.
Right.
Cool. We're broken up. I get back and he's just real distant. You know, he's just like, oh, that's good for you. Real, like, it gave jealousy, but also, at the time for me, I'm like, oh, you jealous, you hating.
Yeah.
But also, probably him not feeling like, yo, I can't do that. I wish I could.
Yeah.
Like, I applaud you for going to do that, but I don't know how to say that.
And it's tough to
articulate that.
Just in general, it's tough to be around people like, you got to be around, I'm learning this in my adulthood, you got to be around people that's equally yoked.
Yes.
Equally yoked.
Oh, my God,
because, and it's not, I hate to say they're jealous, even though it is a little bit of jealousy, but it's also just like, you doing something and I'm not.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch somebody, and I learned this from somebody, it's hard to watch you be successful and I haven't figured it out. It's hard. And I give those people grace. I'm not giving you an excuse. I give you grace.
And that's, you know what's funny? That's why I kind of try to move the word hard from my vocabulary.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anything in life is hard.
Okay.
It's all a challenge. If you view anything as hard, it's in your brain, you're telling yourself it's unachievable.
Yeah.
Damn, it's hard. I can't do that. It's so hard. That's a challenge. Let me take my time. Let me see what that process is going to take. Like, let me structure it out first.
Right.
Something as simple as going to the gym. Like, damn, going to the gym is hard. Working out is hard.
Right.
It's a challenge. It's challenging you to be a better you.
To be a better you, yeah.
It's the beginning of a process. We don't know how long that process may take to reach your specific goal, but it's a process.
Yeah. And doing what you usually do is easy.
And doing what you usually do is easy.
I know how to do this. I know how to wake up, chill on the block. I'm used to that. But now you're talking about something. You want me to go to Job Corps, go around somebody else, be somewhere for 9 months, not be around my friends, can't go nowhere because the probation period. Like, that's hard.
But you know what's funny though? I was so really grateful for that because I really wanted to get away. Like, I really wanted to get away. When I started noticing, like, the idea of me not having specific female friends, a certain type of female friends, I should say, they just weren't uplifting. They weren't, I don't even know how to describe it now. It just was like, they didn't care. Like, I think a lot of it was them intentionally doing things to me because they knew, like, oh, her mom's or she don't really got no family, so we could bully her a little bit, or like little things like that.
And girls,
she ain't got no uncles, she ain't got no sisters, and her mom not really gonna speak up. So
I also want to say,
let me push the button.
Girls can be really mean.
Girls are mean. Girls are so mean.
We can be so mean sometimes to each other, and especially in the teenagers. It's like, oh, her hair's not done, or she don't have that, and it's
girl. I was a banana clip girl. I used to love putting my little banana clip in, and I would have my little, you know how we used to just curve over, and It was this one girl, she would be unnamed. There was this one girl who I felt like she teased me so much about my hair because she wore weave at the time, or she just had, I don't know, I guess longer hair than me, whatever it was. But also growing up without my mom was never big into like hair, nails, makeup.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm really doing.
To do.
I'm just I'm perming my own hair. I'm dyeing my own hair. It's falling out. I don't know why, but I think I'm cute.
Yeah.
I like my little edges. I think it works for me.
And they just teasing you.
And then she would just tease me. And I looked up to her so much because I was like, she fly. She got True Religion, Prada, Gucci, whatever. Like, she real fly. She was always a fighter too. So it gave like, she was always protecting herself. She was like, she just respected herself. That's how I seen it.
Yeah.
She respected herself and she was willing to do whatever it took for people to respect her too.
Yeah. But that also goes back to, you don't got your mom. Your mom teaches you that.
So I'm just like, I just want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Why are you so mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey sis, like.
Yeah, she just like, no.
And she just like, and we were friends though. Like, you know, girls, especially that group of 3 saying like 2 girls talk about the one girl out the girl. It gave a lot of that. Like, and I always feel like the one girl out the group who y'all was talking about when I wasn't around, or gossiping, or you know what I mean? So I really just wanted to get away from that.
Okay.
I wanted to do something else. Like, and Job Corps just opened doors.
So now you go back. You come visit. You see, ain't nothing going on here. Let me go back to Job Corps. What happens? Like, what is life like there? What do you achieve there?
I'm there, and EMT. That was another trade I took up.
Okay.
But girl, EMT is not for me. But I took up ENT, and my roommate had a seizure at the time. I had just got my certificate. I'm the only one in the room who knew what to do.
What to do?
Put on the floor, put on the side, put a spoon in her mouth, get her from swallowing her tongue, do all these things. Girl, this girl dropped on the floor in our bunk, like in our room. And I'm like, y'all call the police, like call somebody. I don't know what's happening. And in that moment, I'm like, yeah, this ain't for me.
Okay.
EMT ain't for me. But I'm in Job Corps. I go back and now I'm like, the girls here are really receptive. They all like me. They all left family. They all problematic. They all chasing something. They all trying to do better. Let me get acquainted with them. You know, I'm talking like it would be 4 of us in a room. We're breaking down at nighttime crying about certain things. We got the laundry room. We sitting there on the phone crying. Like little things were happening. I'm like, oh, I be doing that too. Because a lot of times living with my ex, my only privacy was the bathroom, if that.
Yeah.
I cried in the shower a lot, as much as I could. I'm waking up in the morning. I'm talking to myself in the mirror. Like, but you know, it's other little kids running around the house. So like sometimes somebody else got to use the bathroom. So I got like 2 minutes to cry. So, all right, cry.
Get
Let's
myself
go.
together.
You know what I'm saying? So going to Job Corps and seeing that, I'm like, oh, these girls are like me. How can I help them? How can we all like get better? Like I see an opportunity here. So I'm in one of my classes because, you know, you got to take classes for your GED. And one of the teachers there, I can't remember her name, sweetest old lady. She saw something in me, right? She was just like, baby, you got any ideas or like something you want to do and whatever, we're going to put together like programs for the girls. And I'm like, oh, let's, I don't, mind you, at the time, I don't know the word empowerment. It's not a part of my vocabulary.
Okay.
I just know uplifting. I'm like, oh, let's do like a woman uplifting stuff. Let's like uplift the girls. And she's like, okay, give me some time. Let me think on it, whatever. Maybe a few days pass. I go back to her class and she's like, hey, Julia, we're going to do a female empowerment program. And I'm like, what's that?
Right.
Female empowerment? What? Empowerment. I'm like, let me go on Google or something. Like, what is empowerment? I look it up and I'm like, okay, we're going to empower each other. We're going to build each other up. We're going to motivate each other. I like this. Where do we start?
Right.
We, now the woman at the time is like, this is all you. Whatever you want this show to look like, we're going to put a show together, a program together, whatever you want it to look like.
You got to figure that out.
Go ahead. And again, it's Job Corps. So the teachers there, I don't want to say they don't care, but it really gave, I'm just here for the money. Y'all kids got to figure something out. I got my degree.
Right.
She was one of the women, older women, who was like, no, I'm here for a reason. I don't have to be here. I want to be here. So just seeing that in her made me feel like, okay, she's trusting me with her vision. She's trusting me with this thing, her job, realistically. So
and these other girls.
What does that look like for me? I start I didn't realize how creative I was at the time. I'm like, okay, we need like a sign, like a logo. We need something.
So
She's
you
like,
full horse.
yo, she tells me one thing and I'm like, okay, cool, let's go.
This is how we gonna do it.
This is how we gonna do it. So we start putting together like a logo. We start putting together like the colors, and it was like a lot of purple and like neons. And I'm just like, yeah, let's do this. Let's move. So she's like, what about the show? What happens at the show? And I'm like, the show? I thought it was just a program, like something we do for like an hour or two. She's like, no. Remember, you have to graduate out of Job Corps. When you leave, this program is still going to be here. So it has to continue on. What does that look like? How do we celebrate it? A graduation, maybe. I'm like, Miss, I only want to uplift the girls.
I want to come and talk. And that's it. You want to do a whole thing.
Dragging it. So now I'm like, okay, cool. She starts giving me ideas. Like, okay, we can do like African dances, some spiritual dances. We can do like someone who does poems, who can speak to the girls, someone who want to do open mic. Like, people like to do these things. Let's get them all together. So I'm like, again, this is all new for me. So I don't really know too much about open mic. I'm spoken word and all these things. I'm like, okay, cool. But now the show is coming up. We're rehearsing these things. And I'm like, oh, these girls is dope. Spoken word? I didn't even know I like that. Like, I grew up on Queen Latifah and music, but I'm not realizing
this
it's
is
the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Y'all girls is dope.
And also during this time, because we in the same era, this was like Lauryn Hill. Like,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. Like, fun fact. When I was younger, when I first moved here from Barbados, Foxy Brown used to babysit me.
Wow.
I didn't even know it was Foxy at the time, but like my grandmother has photos, and you know those things where like at the block party you sit on it, they throw the ball, you drop in the water. Yeah. It's a photo of Foxy holding me on one of those. And I'm like, oh, this girl looks familiar. And grandma's like, yeah, that's Foxy Brown. I'm like, you mean?
So you just around in the culture. You in the culture.
You get what I'm saying? But real fun fact, I just love her. But what was I getting at?
So yeah, y'all starting this program, they're rehearsing.
We're starting this program, they're rehearsing. And I'm like, yo, these girls are dope.
Yeah.
This is the type of music I listen to. It reminds me of where I'm from. Like, okay, cool. Again, I'm in Jersey. So a lot of these people come from like Kansas, Cali. We not all from New York. Mm-hmm. So it's a different style.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. We put the show together. Everything is ready to go. It's day of. This is one of my first time, like, okay, like lights have to be good. Stage has to be set up. What are we wearing? What time are they coming out? Like, I'm learning how to structure a show. Again, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
And I'm also like, I'm not getting paid for it. Like, I don't even care for the money. I'm just like, I need it to all go good. The show comes. All the students at Job Corps are in this auditorium. The show is going on. And I'm just like, wow. Like, I'll put this.
You put that together. Look at me. Despite everything you've been through.
I got to call my mom. And tell her what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm gonna call her later. She's not answering. It's later. What's she doing? She's still not answering. I'm gonna call her later. Show's still going on, so I got a lot of excitement. Show's going on. Finally get a call back. Hey, Ma. Hey, yeah, I'm not feeling too good. You know, my asthma, what up? So I'm like, oh, drop everything. You okay? What's wrong? You need something? You need me to... No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. How you doing though? I don't even want to talk about how I'm doing. I don't even want to talk about what's going on with me because you just called me to tell me something's going on with you and you're not okay. Right? That happens. The show goes on and I think it's probably like maybe 20, 30 minutes, no, like 15, 20 minutes left of the show, right? And they're like, okay, we're going to present an award to somebody who helped put the show together, who did an amazing job, yada, yada, yada. I'm not thinking it's me. It's going over my head like, oh, they want to call out the lady who put me on. Together. Julia Johnnn. I'm like, oh, they calling me to go on the stage? Oh, shit. But I got like a wave of emotions. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? Julia, go on the stage. Go on the stage. They're calling your name. Thank you, guys. I grabbed my little certificate, which I still have to this day, and I just walk off the stage.
Wow.
There's no thank you. There's no nothing. I just walk off the stage. I go to my dorm because I'm feeling rage and I don't know why. I get to my dorm. I break down crying. And I'm like, yo, what is going on with me? The show was going so well. You had a great day. When did it go wrong? My mother didn't answer the phone a few times. And then she calls me back to tell me something's wrong with her. Okay, Julia, this is where you started feeling weird.
Yeah.
This is where that energy kicked in. What is wrong right there? I don't know. Go to sleep, new day, brush it to the back of my head, right? Time progressed, and I start realizing every time I talk to my mom, something's going on with her. Something is wrong. And it could be the slightest things, like she slipped and bumped a toe on the edge of the bed, and now she got a headache, and the day is so bad. And I'm just like...
Now that energy is filling off on you.
But also, you're not even asking me what's going on with me.
Right.
How's Job Corps? How are you eating? How are you sleeping? Do you have friends there? What are you doing there?
Yeah.
I just put together a whole show. You don't want to ask me how that was? Because, girl, I think I did my thing.
And you did.
And I did. You know? And that's when I started realizing, like, because again, at Job Corps, after having so much responsibility for these other women, for these other girls, with all these women who are pouring into me and seeing something in me and doing something about it, this is all new for me.
Mm-hmm.
Why my mom never did this? I start asking these women, like, yeah, I have kids at home? Like, yeah, I got a daughter. She's away in college. And I got a son and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, so y'all have time to pour into me at this school and then go home and pour into your children. Why can't my mom do that? Yeah. So now I'm in a place of comparison. All the women who are pouring into me, who are doing these things, I'm like, yo, why can't my mom do this? What is missing there?
Yeah. And do you ever like talk to her about this, or no, this is just stuff that you're like,
baby.
No, I'm saying like not now. I mean like during those ages.
Time.
Yeah, like during those times, would you ever like, well, mom, I need you here, or mom, I need you to show up, or this and this. Okay.
Yes. And a lot of it was talk to God and you're gonna be okay and God got you. Which I grew up in a Christian household, so something I'm already familiar with, right? I understand prayer. She told me how to pray, all these things, but I don't feel like talking to God right now. That's not
I need
who
you.
I need like somebody physically right here, right now to hug me and hold me and ask me and lean on their shoulder and get me through a hard day. I could pray all I want.
Yeah.
God gonna always got me. But what about you?
I need you.
You know? Do you got me? Do you understand what I need? You know? And just trying to figure out with her, like, how do we get there? What does that look like?
Yeah.
While also not trying to be her parent.
Mm-hmm.
Because after you constantly calling me and something's always wrong, or your emotions and you need me to pour into you and to tell you certain things, it really started feeling like, yo, I'm your mother.
Yeah.
You're my child. I was always the aggressive one. I was like, me and my mother's relationship always felt like, you know, when they say you go out to eat with your man and he order onion rings without salt, but they come with salt, and you be like, miss, he ain't want, that's me and my mother. I am the miss, he ain't want no salt.
He ain't want
my mother's
this,
like,
take
no,
it
it's
back.
okay. Like, but also you, like, all right, baby, tell them I ain't want no salt.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't realize it growing up. I'm just like, it's just me and my mom. I'm a protector. I've seen how dudes have done her. I've seen how my grandmother have done her. I've seen how she's been treated. Nah.
I don't want to treat her that way.
That's not about to fly with me. That's my mom. Like, if she crossing the street and you walk the wrong way, excuse you. You get what I'm saying? Also, I'm growing up in Brooklyn, so I got a real Brooklyn demeanor. Like, Foxy Brown babysitting me, baby. I'm coming with heat. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yeah, I definitely get that. Wow.
So it was me realizing, like, yo, I'm her protector.
Mm-hmm.
I am her protector, so I'm going to protect her.
And right now, you didn't need to be a protector. You needed your mom.
I needed to be protected.
Yeah.
You know? So after the show and all that's going on, I feel like a door had just opened. Because I reached this point where I did my first huge thing, right? But it did something for me internally. It did something for me emotionally. And I helped all these women. And you can imagine the praise that came with afterwards. Like, so many of the girls like, girl, look at the pictures we did. The African dance was fire. Like, it's a thing. We're talking about it for days, weeks afterwards, because it was did a big something thing for people. Yeah. You know, they were a part of something. Because you come to Job Corps as this individual. You don't know nobody. You're real closed off. You just come in here to get your degree, get a driver's license, whatever it is, finish up a trade and go home. But you don't think you're going to go there and make friends. You don't think you're going to go there and be a part of a program and be a part of a dance club. You don't think about these things. You
and
just
support and resources. And this lady is now, she's pouring into you. So you're getting that, like what you're not getting at home. So it became more than what you thought it would be.
It became so much more than what I thought it would be. And I'm forever grateful for that. Wow. Like that experience has now, it has done so much.
And I love that because I think, not that like Job Corps was, from what I used to know about it, people used to make it seem like it was like, oh, she couldn't finish high school, so that's why she's going in.
Right.
It used to have like this negative stigma around it. But it's good to hear that it actually like helps somebody. You know what I mean?
And I learned being in Job Corps that most of them or all of them, don't quote me, are built on military bases. Like old military or army base, whatever. So a lot of it is designed like a college campus. So you have your dorms, you have the lunchroom, you have your classes, you have trades. So everything is about 3 to 5 minute walk, and it's hills and valleys or whatever you want to call it. But you're getting the experience of college just at a lower level, if we want to say, for lack of a better word, right? And in being there, you just, like I said, like you have an RA for one. You know what I'm saying? The RA's mad cool. Most of the time, RAs know you doing nonsense, but they like, whatever, like, it's just Job Corps. Yeah. So yes, it definitely did have a negative stigma around it. And even me too, thinking like, I don't want to tell people I'm with the Job Corps because they gonna judge me. But then being there, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in Job Corps, baby. I'm doing this. I'm doing that.
I'm making shows. Things is happening for me. I got my GED. Yeah.
You know? But yeah.
So you said it opened the door for you. Opened the door for you for what?
It opened the door for me mentally to realize my control a little bit. I started to realize what I was capable of doing, right? I started to realize how much people trusted me with things. And it just opened the door for me to feel like, oh, this is... When you're producing something or like you're putting something together, so much work goes into it. And then the day of comes and it happens in a few minutes and then that's it.
It's over.
So now I have this adrenaline like, okay, what's next?
What's next?
But by that time, I'm leaving. My 9 months is up. My time is up, I should say, because some people say they're like 6, whatever. But my time is up here. Yeah. It's time to go.
So what does Julia do now? You're finished. You got your GED. You're leaving your support, your family. Ain't really got nothing to go back to in Flatbush, right? So what's going to happen now for you?
So I go home. And again, at this time, me and homeboy is broken up, right? But for a while, within the 9 months, I would go home maybe every other weekend or every weekend. And this is during the holidays. It's just like, you know.
And they're still welcoming.
And they're still welcoming.
Okay.
Right? And I think in another world, no. In this same world, his mom, she knew like Julia's getting herself together. So I'm going to support that. But I don't know how to articulate or be like, I'm proud of you. Right? And also, it's my son. So
I got to have my son back.
I got to have my son back.
They're not together.
Okay. Right? And so I go home and I'm just like, okay, I got this time I'm going home with my suitcase. When I went to Job Corps, I had like garbage bags and just bags of stuff, right? I go home, I got a suitcase. I'm in the house, I'm like taking out my clothes and I'm like, okay, I gotta make sense of where I'm gonna live, how I'm gonna live. What does this look like? And I'm like, damn, I wanna go back to Job Corps. I wanna go back to Job Corps, but I can't. So now my reality is settling in. You still live with tracks, but you have all these certificates. You got your diploma. You also get a little money when you graduate. They give you like a check or maybe $2,000 or whatever, right? But for this, at the time, for me, I can do something with this. I learned etiquette. I learned business. I learned a lot of things here. I need to start implementing this. First thing I do is go to the library and structure my resume. Julia Johnnn, phone number, email, qualifications, the things I've done as far as, because I've never had a job, right? But in Job Corps, I did a lot of these things so I can put it on my resume. I put it on my resume. I'm applying for jobs. You know, you print it out. At the time, you print it out.
And you got to go take it.
You got to go take it in. I got my folder set. I'm going to, Staples was on the corner at the time. I'm in Staples. I got my folder nice and crisp. I'm in there like, here you go, Julia Johnnn, ready for a job. Don't hear nothing back. I'm like, all right, cool. Take some time. Forever 21 hits me up. I'm like, okay, Forever 21, I could go there, I'll work. I started working at Forever 21, but my hours are now like 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., 42nd Street. okay, what is the hourly rate? I'm sorry, I get the job, I'm calculating like, okay,
My money.
how much I'm about to get paid. When I get paid, what can I do with these things? How much are apartments? How much is an apartment? Like, what do I need for that? I'm working, time is progressing, I'm making money, I'm saving up. I start applying for apartments.
Okay.
Right? I'm doing something.
You got yourself together.
Okay.
I love that. Okay.
So they like, yeah, okay, we need pay stubs, blah, blah, blah. What's your credit score? I'm sorry.
What's that?
My what? Your credit score. I'm like, where do I find that? Like, how do I? They're like, okay, we'll have my people call your people. And I'm like, oh.
Wow.
I need to figure out what a credit score is. I do my research on that. I don't have no credit. It's bad. Or at the time, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't enough for me to get an apartment. Right? So now I'm like, okay, that's another thing I got to focus on. I opened like a Victoria's Secret credit card, but I'm wilding. Like, it's Victoria's Secret at the time. This is before Pink, right? So we got all the like 5 for 5, 25 panties or whatever. No. I'm in there, sweatsuits, panties, whatever you could think of, but I'm not knowing about credit, I'm ruining my credit after opening a credit card. So now the money, not realizing like you have to pay your credit off, et cetera, the money that I'm making, I'm spending so much on my credit card that the money's going right back to my credit card. Right. So all my money, my savings I ain't got no money. Start from scratch. Probably a few months after that, start from scratch. I'm working. And I'm like, this is not enough. I'm not making enough money. I am not making enough money. I need how else can I make some money? I have some friends from high school who I think we were on like MySpace at the time. They making money. So I'm like, I want to make some money too. They're like, yeah, we doing this thing. I got to call you. I'm like, all right, cool. When you got time, hit me up. Get on the phone. And they like, yeah, so like what we doing is, matter of fact, I got to meet you in person. I'm like.
That's when you know it's something.
Nah, I didn't know.
When they say they can't talk about it over the phone?
I didn't know.
Okay. They got to meet you.
I didn't know. They got to meet me in person. I'm like, okay, yeah, whenever you free, let's link up. We link up. They're like, all right, so look, this is the checks. We're going to put the checks in We're going to do that. You're going to walk in. I'm like, why I got to walk in? Like that part, I'm like, I just came from Job Corps. They taught me about, little things. It's not, So I'm like, nah, y'all going to have to get somebody else. They're like, oh, you want money or not? I'm like, damn, I need the money. But I'm not about to be the one. Like, I'm smarter to know. Like, I'm not walking in. It's cameras in that place. These places you want me to go, I'm not going in there just free willy. Like, So I start getting people to do it for me. And they with it. People not as knowledgeable as me as I was at the time.
It's the money. The people want the money.
People want money. So they're like, I'm like, yeah, this going to be your percentage. You get a little something. Cool. Girl.
So now you creating a business.
So now I'm creating a business. But like, there's this dude so my friend from high school who I'm talking to, she's working with this guy, right? The guy, I don't know him. She barely knows him like that, whatever, but she's making money. It works. So she's trying to recruit me. I'm like, okay, we're going to recruit somebody else because girl, not me.
I can't do that. I can't go in the store, but I could do the other stuff.
I ain't going in the store. So now we got like 3 or 4 people who with it. They want to make money and we're making money. We driving to places I ain't never been before. I'm getting in cars I ain't never been in before. Can't even pronounce.
Julia, you're just living your life.
I'm living my best life. What do you mean? Smoking, drinking life. Work? What's that?
So now you're not even working at Forever 21.
I'm not even working anymore.
You just doing the thing with the guy.
Because Forever 21 not giving no money.
Oh, wow.
Compared to what I'm making in a day with these people is what I can make in 2 weeks at Forever 21.
Yeah.
This makes more sense for me.
Yeah.
And I could get my apartment because it can help me build my credit. So I'm going to use this money, put it aside, build my credit situation thing. But also, I'm young, so I'm having fun. I'm eating steak dinners every night.
Yeah.
Why not? Ain't got no responsibilities. So I'm living my best life. Time is progressing, but now I have the money. Everything makes sense. I can do what I got to do. Let's do that. Cool. I get a phone call from my homegirl who's like, yo, I'm working in Google. I know you said something about you needing pay stubs or whatever. We got a job opening. You should pull up. I'm like, all right, cool. But Google, you sure? I'm like 19 at the time. I'm like, you sure? She's like, yeah, pull up. It's nothing. I go on the interview. It's for coffee. It's like, they like, oh, you could be a barista. And I'm like, what is that? come on.
These people saying all these terms you don't
all
even
these
know.
terms. I just want to make money.
Yes.
You said Google, like
money.
it sounds like money that I'm making right now. It's Google, like just give me the job. So they're like, yeah, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna milk the steam and the coffee, and I'm like, I never drank coffee a day in my life. What are we talking about right now? Okay, I go to the job interview, I get the job. Don't know what I'm doing, but I get the job.
But you get the job.
I'm in the door. I get the job. I'm in a new environment. This is Google. So I'm working in Google. I'm working with multimillionaires.
Yeah.
There's YouTube corporate in the building. There's IBM in the building. And just the environment itself is like, you can only get in if you have this key fob, right? Your ID. I got my own ID. It says Google. My name's on it. I got my photo. I'm official. I'm going to fall back from this money thing because I really need to go to work. If I don't go to work, I don't get no money. And I need my pay subs for my apartment.
Right.
I'm working in Google. I'm doing my thing. Sometime 3, 4, 5 years pass. I get a phone call. So where my boyfriend, my man at the time who I was living with, this lady who lived next door, that's my lady. Like, she also helped raise me. A lot of her, I don't know how to say it. Like, just, she helped me a lot. Let's just say that, right? So I get a phone call from her like, hey, I think the detectives is here looking for you. I'm like, for me? All right, I'm going to see what it's about when I get home. I get home, she like, yeah, they left this car for you. They said to call them back. I'm like, what they looking for me for? Like, and where I'm staying at the time, it's a lot of stuff going on in the house, right? So I'm like, nah, they probably confusing me with whatever situation they got in here. I don't want no parts in that. I'm not calling this guy.
And you going to work, you at Google every day?
I'm at Google every day.
Okay.
At this point, I'm not even with the people them no more because I'm like, yo, I don't have time to hang with y'all and make no bread. Like, here's everybody cut. I'm good. We good. Go to work the next day after the phone call and the card. I get a phone call right before I clock out, like, hi, Miss Johnnn. I'm like, hey, hello. This is calling from whatever precinct. We just want to talk to you. We're in front of your workplace. Okay. Hang up. Put my coworker on, like, yo, why would they do that? Because now I'm suspect. Why y'all at my job? How y'all know where I work at?
Y'all know all my business, yeah.
All right, cool. Let me just go talk to them, see what they want. I go talk to these people. I'm in a car driving to the precinct now. We're just going to go down and ask you some questions and we send you home. Okay, cool. Get to the precinct. They pulling up paperwork of all the people who I just said, like, yo, we good, we got our cut. They writing down like, oh yeah, Julia told me to make the money and Julia told me to go in this and do that. And Julia said, oh yeah, I work for Julia. The girl, remember I told you there was a girl that I spoke to in high school. She worked with a dude. Her and the dude, like, yeah, I work for Julia. Who worked for me?
You done went off and you're in Google. You got a new life. Now it's like they work for Julia. Oh my God.
I told you to go in what thing with what check? Me? You gave me. All right. Now, where I grew up in Flatbush and just in life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing this paperwork stuff.
I don't know none of them.
I don't know nothing you're talking about, mister.
Yeah.
Who? I don't know this name. I don't know. You're not going to find none of these numbers in my phone. I don't have none of these. I don't know these people. They know me. I don't know how. What checks? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're going to, we'll have you talk to the judge in the morning. In the morning, you said I was coming here to talk and I was going home.
So you get arrested.
I'm arrested. You got to talk to the judge in the morning. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. At this point, I accept it because I'm like, all right, I'm going to just talk to the judge, tell her I don't know what's going on, and I'm going home. I got to call out of work tomorrow, though. How am I about to do that from jail? I'm about to call my office in Google from the 911. Like, hold on. Everything is happening too fast.
Let's figure this out.
Okay. My best friend at the time, I call him like, yo, come and get my property. I'm in the precinct. I don't know what's going on. Come and get my stuff. I got a whole bag of stuff. I just came from work. Like, come and get my stuff. He pulls up and he's real Trini dude. He's innocent. Like, we total opposites. I'm real gangster hood in the streets and he's real like Christian dude. I swear, sweetest dude you ever know, right? Mad funny, real chill, but he's like, Julie, are you okay? Like, what's going on? I'm like,
you're in jail.
I'm like, yo, what's good, bro? Just take this home. I got my cards in there with my savings on it, whatever. Like, here's my pen just in case. I don't know what's about to happen. He like, all right, cool, just call me. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna call you when I can. Like, I'm in jail, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm in jail. The morning comes, but I'm also like, no, before the morning comes, I'm like, yo, I have to call out of work tomorrow. I called my coworker that I was asking, like, yo, why would they pull up? And I'm like, yo, can you do me a favor? Can you call out for me? She's like, what's going on? I'm like, yo, girl, boom, bam, bing, call out for me. She's like, I got you. She does that. Cool. This is a Thursday. This is September 1st, 2016, right? That's Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm. So you got to wait.
I didn't know that. It is a Thursday.
You got to wait to see the judge, hon.
Friday morning comes. Friday evening comes. No, Friday afternoon comes. Friday, a little bit more afternoon comes. And I finally see the judge. And the judge says, remanded. I'm like, yo, what that mean? Like, what that mean? Oh, you're going to Rikers Island, baby. You're getting the last bus tonight. I'm like, what you mean Rikers Island? I'm not going to Rikers Island. I just told them I didn't do none of this. I just told them I don't know these people. What are they talking about? I'm not going to Rikers Island. I have to go to work on Monday. It's also Labor Day weekend. I got to go get my flag and my fit ready. What are we doing? Rikers Island.
So at this time, what are you thinking? Like, you're going to jail.
Girl, I'm praying to God, Allah, Buddha, whoever you want to call. I'm calling on the whole army.
Because you need some.
Because I need some. You know what? My mom did tell me talk to God. Let me actually utilize that time and that what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Let me utilize her reference, whatever, right? So I'm like, God, I swear to God, I ain't gonna do nothing else. Just get me out of the situation right now, please. I'll be good. I promise I'll be good. Just get me out this right now. 3 hours pass. I'm like, yo, God, come on.
I need you now.
They talking about the last bus coming in 30 minutes. Come on.
No.
Now is when the anger kicks in. Because now I'm like, yo, I've been here for a day, 2 days. I ain't shower. I'm not eating. They're giving me like crackers and whatever else. I don't want this. I want some oxtail, rice and peas, something. Like, get me out of here. Bus comes. They chain you up. You getting on that bus. And we're going through like, the precinct to get to the bus. So all these nooks and crannies. And I'm on that bus and I'm laughing. I'm literally laughing like, yo, I'm going to Rikers Island. Okay. It hasn't settled yet because I'm not physically there yet.
Yeah.
Okay. We go over the water. It's late night. Remember, I told you because the time has passed. It's the last bus of the day. We going over the water, and I'm like, oh, this is the part where people be talking about, like, you really got to go on an island to get to Rikers Island. We get there. It's a bunch of us on a bus. And now I'm like, okay, what is about to happen? We get there. I don't remember exactly what the process was, but my first memory is that squat and open situation. Like, you got to get in there naked, you squatting. The most uncomfortable feeling ever. You're ass naked in front of dozens of people, and they're asking you to squat and cough. I've never done this before. I've squatted, I've coughed, but not together and not naked. Mm-hmm. What is about to happen in here? Now I'm scared. I've heard stories of Rikers Island. It's Labor Day weekend. The people who are coming in here are already crazy from when we was in bookings together. Like, what am I walking into? I have to figure something out. Let's talk to God again. Now I get suited up. They give you the clothes, whatever. They put you in a cell to see where you're going at, whatever. So now I'm like, God, this is really uncomfortable. I don't like it here. I want to go home. I want to go back to work. I want to get my life together, and I just want to go. I just don't want to be here. You go through medical. They give you food or whatever. You go through medical. I get to medical, and it's a black woman in there, and she's just like, she's banging everything she's touching. And I'm just like, okay, the aggression, I'm a little triggered. I don't want to be here. I'm in there, and she turns to me, and she takes my blood or whatever, and she's like, why the are you in here? I don't ever want to see you in here ever again. And I'm like, do I know you? She's like, you don't have to know me. Why are you in here? What are you doing in here? Get out of here. Like, be for real with you. And she's talking to me as if, and I'm like, what did I do to this lady?
Like, I didn't even say my name. Yeah.
Why is she coming for me? And mind you, they addressing you as your number. So names is not even a thing right now. Mm-hmm. She's really talking to me like I slapped her. I did something. I'm so confused, but After a while, I was like, okay, she's right. I don't want to be here either. So let's talk to God again. God, this lady is blacking on me. I want to go home. I'm uncomfortable. Nothing. I finally get, this one, it gets interesting. I finally get to my bunk, my cell, whatever you want to call it. And I'm laying there on this rock bed. And I'm like, yo, I got to get out of here. I get a phone call or something like that, right? Let's call my best friend. Tell him to get my cards and whatever. And he's a part of the process of like me going to jail. He knows what's going on, right? So he's like, yo, Julia, they telling you that you got to talk to the judge on Monday. You're going to be in there for the weekend, whatever. And I'm like, bro, you got to be kidding me. It's Labor Day weekend. No.
And I'm in Rikers Island. I'm not in bookings anymore. I'm in jail.
Yeah, I'm in jail. And it's time for me to go. Clear out my bank accounts. Get all my bread. They saying something about bond and bail and whatever. Handle that for me. But also call my mom.
Okay.
Call my mom at the time. She's in Philly. She's in Pennsylvania. She comes out here and I guess she's talking to the lady who called me to tell me the deeds came, and she's at my ex's house trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, get my money, get me out of here, whatever. Like, bail me out so I don't have to be here for the weekend. Doesn't happen. And at the same time, I have a lawyer, right? I have a public defender. He ain't helping. Monday comes and he's like, yeah, so like, what do you have on your case? And I'm like, bro,
you didn't read
it?
You didn't read it before coming here?
I'm in Rikers Island. I don't have paperwork. I didn't got a pen. You are supposed to be helping me. Help me. I ended up there for a week.
Wow. So what is your experience like there? Like, what are you experiencing there?
So I'm laying on this hard bunk, maybe like day 3. There's a routine. You wake up like 5 in the morning before the sun is up. Lights are on, showers, whatever the case is. And ironically, I meet this girl there who I'm still cool with to this day. She's pregnant. She's in here because I think the cops raided her friend's house where she was getting her hair done, something of that nature. And she just ends up wrong place, wrong time. Yeah. Me and her get cool. And I'm still like, I understand sisterhood. I understand that. So I'm cool with her. She's not disrespecting me. It doesn't feel like the block. Right? A lot of grace because she's pregnant. I don't understand her story. I've never been there. But also just like, that's just my heart to be like, yo sis, like, I got you. Cool. Yeah. Me and her cool. One of her friends swallows, I guess she has a visit, and her friend, somebody brings her weed or whatever the case is. She swallows this weed, poops it out. We smoke that weed. Right? So I'm in Rikers Island like...
Julia, you doing real hood stuff at this point. Like, you on Rikers Island in there because you don't want to be there from the past life, and then you in there, you smoking weed.
I'm in there smoking weed where somebody just pooped it out. Like, I'm doing whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It gets better.
Just want to let you know it's another show here at 2:30.
Okay.
I know it's crazy. If you could stop at 2:30 exactly, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
And then we'll just we probably gotta do a part 2.
That'll be fine.
All right, cool.
So yeah, I'm in there, I'm smoking this weed, and I'm laying down one day, and a girl comes up to me like, yo, you're Julia, right? Girl, I'm in Rikers Island. I don't know nobody in here. How the hell you know me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am XYZ's baby mother. The dude who I was living with. I'm in Rikers Island. I've never been here before.
Yeah.
I meet a pregnant girl who has got arrested and she's trying to get out. And a girl walks up to me and says, I am your current man's baby mother. Okay. How do you know me?
Let's stop there.
That's a good cliffhanger right there.
Let's stop there. Yeah. Okay. Julia, I didn't know I was going to be this much. You lied to me. Because I would have booked 2 hours. You lied.